Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Wailing Blade issue number 2. Is there a chance, the slightest possibility, that we could actually have a suitable replacement for Murder Falcon? Let's take a look at this comic book. Let's see what kind of badassery you can deliver. All right, we got part 2 of Crossed Swords. Writer, Rich Dovek. Joe Mulvey is the artist. The color artist is Chris Sotomayor, and Taylor Esposito doing the letters. This is a Comics Tribe comic book. I don't know anything about Comics Tribe, except that they've got Wailing Blade, and this is a badass book, dude. So we saw that some bandits had interrupted the path of the headsman, and things start to go south from there. These guys aren't doing a great job against a headsman because he's got the Wailing Blade, and he badass straight up. I opened this comic book, man. I know I liked the first issue, but I generally thought in the back of my head I might not even be getting the next issue. In fact, if there weren't only about 25 comics or so coming out this week that I planned on reviewing, I would have probably skipped it. If this was like a 30 or like last week, a 35 plus comic book review week, I would not have picked this issue up. So this was perfect timing for this issue. Perfect timing for me, because I picked this up, and a couple pages in the far recesses of my brain, I hear, "You are about to witness the strength of street knowledge." And I'm just like, holy crap. This book just got wicked violent. It got sick. You still get some story in this, because you realize what the barbarian tribe wanted this whole time, and they get what they wanted. Now, the ultimate goal is to rescue the current barbarian chief's dad, which I guess would have been the original barbarian chief. Either way, this unwashed mass mercenaries of peoples, they're going to go to the main city there, and they're going to try and get their dad back. The headmaster's, the head taker's banner is still flying over top, but they realize that another banner has been added, the Bone Crusher. Apparently, see, they were hoping that by stopping the the head taker, that they were going to be able to stop the execution. It's not the case, though, because right now, since the Skull Crusher or the Bone Breaker is in town, he's contesting the right to kill the barbarian chief. Are you freaking kidding me right now? With everything that just happened, and guys, I'm not giving you spoilers for this comic book, not like this, but something crazy happens in this book that I honestly didn't expect to happen. I expected, if you remember my predictions for the previous issue, I was dead wrong. And I'm always happy to be dead wrong if something better comes along. Is this better? I guess in some ways, yes, it is. But there's so some of the emotions that I was looking to come forward in a book like Murder Falcon. Just remember what happened with Murder Falcon, man. Nobody expected that to be a badass book. Everybody just expected that was just going to be some rock and roll and some ass kicking, and it was going to be some forgettable book. But nah, this is a book that we kind of all hope that it's going to turn into a Netflix series or a movie at least. That could easily be a movie, Nah, 100%. That should be a movie. Anyway, because they started to slowly introduce some emotions into the book. Just the slightest hint, until all of a sudden you start realizing, I'm in a soap opera, but it was too late. You were caught up in it, and by the end of the book, there was not a dry eye in the house. Is this comic book going the same way? Maybe. But this, seriously, I get vibes of Murder Falcon when I'm reading this book, because it is bloody, it is gory, it is badass. You gotta have a soundtrack. I already told you mine when you're reading this book. But damn, they're still giving you new takes on the politics of this world that they're in. And mind you, this is only one city. So if they've only got one story to tell right now, oh, that's fine. They could just keep on doing volume after volume of this book, and every volume is a new city that they got to go to. There are all these different weapons in this world, and some that they clearly haven't discovered yet. Dude, they've got plenty of traction already with this book as far as I'm concerned. They made a replica, a 6-foot replica of the Wailing Blade, and they're going around to comic book stores and conventions all over the place and doing book signings and letting people carry that sword and take pictures with it and whatnot. They believe in this story. They believe in this comic book. And I'm starting to become a believer myself. I'm going to be reading this book. This is going to be a book that I'm going to be trying to promote. And make no mistake, if these guys want to swing by Gotham Central Comics and Collectibles right here in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, they sure as hell are welcome. Yeah, I don't know about a red carpet treat. We don't actually have a red carpet, but we could fake it. We can get some like red construction paper and put it out. Biggest damn store in Canada, bring it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, more than happy to host something like this, because this comic book, like I said, that first issue was enough to make you want to read the second issue. The second issue is more than enough to make you want to put this in your pull box. Just to give you an idea of what this book feels like. Definitely grab this book. Do not sleep on this comic book. This is going to be a book that I'm going to be pushing. If all of a sudden it turns into suck, it's going to be a suck fest. I'm going to just walk away from it. You know me. I'm not going to clown around with it. But right now, this second issue surprised the heck out of me. I don't usually like the idea of, getting hooked by a second issue of a comic book. People tell me that with anime all the time. Oh, you got to watch the first 10, by the time you get to the 10th episode, that's when it really takes off. I don't care about watching 9 crap episodes to get to a good one. That's not who I am. I'm not going to take that chance. Just because you liked it doesn't mean I will. You need to catch me with the first issue. The first issue was enough to make me want to read the second issue. And that's where I was going to, either take it or leave it. But I'm telling you right now, the second issue, whoom, hook, line, and sinker, baby. It'll do that to you too. Go ahead and check out this book. Gets my nod of approval 100%, dude. Wailing Blade, issue number 2 by Comic Stripe. Check that out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.